Trump's upcoming summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin, with Kyiv and its partners seeking to ensure Ukraine's interests are protected in any potential discussions on ending the war. Russia has dismissed the diplomatic consultations between European leaders and Ukraine as insignificant ahead of the upcoming Alaska summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let's listen in to what Alexei Fadiev, Russian Foreign Ministry deputy spokesperson, had to say.
Мы рассматриваем выпрашиваемые европейцами консультации как политические и практически ничтожное действие. Европейцы на словах поддерживают дипломатические усилия Вашингтона и Москвы по регулированию кризиса вокруг Украины. Фактически же Евросоюз их саботирует.
Now for this discussion, we're joined by Keith Vaz. He's a former UK minister, joins us live from London. Thank you, Keith, for joining us today. Good to see you. Now, given Russia's dismissal of Ukraine's consultations with European leaders, how likely is that these discussions will influence the US-Russia summit in Alaska?
I think that this is an extremely important meeting. The one thing that we've learned about Vladimir Zelensky is that he knows how to network. What he's doing now is he is traveling himself. Remember, this is the middle of a war. He is a president in a country that is at war with one of the biggest countries in the world, Russia. But he's on his plane visiting European governments to try and get them to support his position before the Alaska summit on Friday. So the purpose of his visit is to shore up his allies, to get them to ring Donald Trump and to remind Donald Trump that the position of Ukraine and the EU is that no land is going to be conceded. And I think it is really important that this is done for him, for Ukraine, and for the peace process. So he will continue to do this, I would imagine, until Friday, because as yet we don't know whether he's been invited to Alaska. So he might as well be going to visit Chancellor Merkel and Keir Starmer and President Macron, Donald Tusk, in order to get their support. So this is very important what he's doing, and he's doing it personally, so it is going to carry much more weight.
And Keith, building on your answer, as President Zelensky moves around and asking for more support for his country, even though his country is in the middle of war, how might these talks impact the outcome of any potential diplomatic solutions to this conflict?
Well, it's going to have a huge impact because, as we all know, it's not over till it's over. The White House has changed its position slightly from saying that they expected an outcome on Friday to President Trump needs to know what the situation is so that he can gauge what everyone wants. But in order to do that, he does need Vladimir Zelensky there. So he's not going to upset Vladimir Putin by inviting President Zelensky to the talks. What he will probably do is keep him near, and when it's all over, probably see him in Washington. They need to revisit, remember, that very famous meeting in the Oval Office when they fell out. So this is an opportunity to rewrite history and go back and have a good discussion about what's going on. So Trump has decided first he'll meet with President Putin, and then he will meet with Vladimir Zelensky. But this lobbying has got to go on. It's absolutely vital.
Thank you very much, Keith Vaz, for sharing that insight. Please